do a 1-year review here on my Craftsman welder, and if you're interested in this, I'll put a link in the description below for it. So there's a couple things that I've learned about this over the last year, and I use it quite a bit. I've been doing a little bit of welding here to make a little gate, and it welds super smooth. I mean, I'm not going to throw my helmet on here, but I mean, it's so easy to use and smooth. So a couple things that I noticed about it. When I first got it, it had 1 pound of wire in it. I had no idea it took the 10-pound wire, and it wasn't until a friend of mine told me. So now I can get much more wire, and it's much cheaper. So when I'm turning up the heat here, I'm starting to blow holes through this steel here, but C works pretty good on this thin of steel. So on the wire feed, I've been running at about 3.5. I'll hardly ever go up to about 5, but if I'm welding something really thick on D, really hot on the voltage, then I can crank it up to about 7 or 8. And that's how fast the wire comes out when you pull the trigger. So again, the things that I've noticed, one is I used to have 035 tips, and I had 030 wire, and so it was moving around in there, and I didn't even know that the tip came with an 035. I hope that wind's not being too loud on me, but I didn't even know that the tip that was already in it was 035. I didn't even bother reading all this. So I changed my tip to an 030 tip, and I kept the wire at 030 wire, and it seems to work a whole lot better. If you need more, if you're filling in more of a gap, then you probably want to go with the 035, but if you do, you have to change the tip. So the tip is really easy to change. So all you do, let's see if it's hot, is unscrew this, and it is a little bit warm, and then you just unscrew the tip right there. Yeah, you can hardly see it because it's all rusted, but it just unscrews just like that, and you just screw a new one in. And sometimes they get beaded up on the end right there, and I have to change it periodically too, but I think that's common with the welders. But so another thing that I noticed is my extension cord. If I don't use an extension cord on this, I get massive amperage. It works great. If I end up having to run an extension cord, the longer the cord is, the more voltage that I lose. And so it doesn't get as hot as I want it. So it works. The best performance of it is literally plug it in just with that cord, not the extension cord, if that makes sense. And so the other thing is the adjustment on the wire. I was tightening down the tension for a long time. I was cranking it down until it was tight. You don't want to do that. There's too much drag. Just snug it up until it's snug, and that's it when you change the wire. And changing the wire is super easy. When it runs out, it'll literally stop right after the wheel right here. And so you just pull this tip off, grab this with a pair of pliers, yank that 4 or 5 feet out that's in the lead, throw it away, and then run it past your piece here where the wheel is. You just feed it in right there, feed it out right there over top the wheel, feed it in that hole, and then you just close this down, tighten it up again, and pull the trigger, and it will literally pre-feed everything. And then I always feed this out about 3 or 4 inches longer so I can put my tip back on. So other than that, it's worked fantastic. I haven't had any issues with it. The duty cycle that's on it, I believe it's 60-40, and I haven't even had a problem, because whenever I'm welding things and I'm throwing a square up there, I have it off for a few minutes, or like 2 minutes lining up stuff, and I start to weld again, and by then it's ready to go again. And that's at idle. It can sit here and just turn on and idle. It pulls on hardly any voltage unless you're welding. So the moment you stop welding, even if it's on, it's actually cooling down. That's not part of the duty cycle. So it actually stays on for me. Whereas other welders, you'll be welding with it, and right in the middle, it'll shut down. I've had a lot of luck with this one. So I don't want to name those brands, but anyway, so I hope this video helps out somebody. Again, I'll put the link in the description below, and I'll also put a link in there for the 030 wire and the tips in case somebody wants it, as well as the 035. So I hope this video helps you out. Please click like, please click subscribe, click on my name underneath this video for all my other videos, and as always, guys, enjoy.